It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Yo. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Pin and Pops. I am Pin.
I'm still Pops.
He's saying that because we just realized that we weren't recording one of the cameras. We got to make sure. See, he's walking away right now to triple check because sometimes we be forgetting, man. We can't always be perfect, but we are back to back weeks. We told y'all we'd be here. Episode 50. Holy cannoli! Who the hell does 50 episodes? I'm proud of you, bro. Congratulations to you. 50 episodes is a commitment. That's 2.5 years showing up every other week with breaks here and there when we need it. But like 50 episodes is a lot of freaking commitment. So kudos to you. It is Monday, April 22nd, 2024. We're dropping this joint on Thursday morning, right?
Yep.
The day of the draft. This is a big one for us. What a busy week it has been. Pacers playoffs started yesterday. We'll talk about that. That was a letdown. Can't fake the funk on that. Of course, NBA playoffs at all. We're not going to talk about all this, but this is what's been going on. NFL draft is this week. I was traveling. Our mom was in town. We couldn't figure out what day we were going to freaking record. Can't record tomorrow. Pacers play. Can't record Wednesday. Can't get it done in a day.
No.
Couldn't record on Sunday because the Pacers played. Boom.
Today's the day.
Today is the day. We promised you back-to-back episodes. Motherfuckers show up when we say we gonna do what we gonna do. This is gonna be a great one, though. You didn't like Mick Checks? You didn't like Mick Checks? Mick Check 1212, putting the I in there. You weren't digging Mick Checks.
It was
MC Checks?
Yeah.
Is that what it said?
No, it was capital L.
Milk Checks?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't like that.
Milk Checks. So speaking of Milk Checks, check-ins, bro. What's cracking? How you doing, man? How you doing? Since last week when we talked about it.
I would say not much has changed. Nothing new to report. Everything's good. Ready to get this done and hopefully see the Pacers get a win.
You nervous?
No, I'm good.
I kicked it with Beanie over the weekend, pulled up on Philadelphia. Got to hang out with my daughter. Shout outs to you and your roommate Emma. Thank you for the hospitality. That was so cute. Her first apartment. It was adorable. Had a great time. Show me some Mary. What's on deck, Pops?
We got the NFL draft. So Pops picks, right? Pops is going to take you through. I'm going to talk in the third person. Pops is going to take you through.
That's my man to my right.
Who I think we should go after in this week's draft.
How confident are you this year, bro?
I'm the least confident that I've been in the 3 years we've done this.
Is this because of your attention to what's going on or just all the shit that is changing and shifting in the league?
I'll get into it, but the top 10 is so volatile as far as who may trade in, trade out, trade back, that it's kind of hard to distinguish if we'll be one of those teams or what will be left because of what those teams are trading in for and where will these other players fall. So it's very hard to figure out who to go after when you don't know
who's doing what.
Correct.
That's beautifully said. So it could be good, bad, and ugly over there.
It can be good, bad, and ugly. Nice.
It's a segue to our next segment, indeed. The good, bad, and the ugly. The good. Ryan Garcia stuns Devin Haney over the weekend. Garcia was 24-1 with 20 KOs. Lost to Gervonta Davis in the 7th round last year. Haney was 30-0 with 15 KOs. They had fought 6 times in the amateurs, and they're 3-3. People wanted this fight, and it was a great one indeed. Birdie Dawn with the Camara. That's camera to the Cuckoos out there. But they'll run it back, man. They said it was a great fight for boxing. I can't stand the promotion of boxing, bro. I can't stand like the Oscar De La Hoyas. I feel like the new Don King to me, and he's been sued by former boxers. Like, I can't stand. You are so stupid with these faces. But I can't stand the promotional side of boxing. It's always kind of felt snaky and slimy to me. Oscar and Bernard were all up in the cameras showing off and stunting and doing way too much. But the fight itself was great. 12 rounds, few knockdowns on Garcia's side. All the trash talking before. It was, again, a great night for boxing. Yeah. And, I kind of saw Garcia getting that done. He was a highly unfavorited, but I kind of saw it happening.
Yeah, he does coke.
The bad. The transfer portal, man. Can we talk about the transfer portal for a second? I have here, is it working? And I say that.
Are we talking about NBA or?
There's no NBA transfer portal. There's no.
I'm sorry.
Nope. He does coke.
No, I'm a downer type of guy. Don't take a lot of uppers.
No, we're talking about right this moment. We were talking about the college football portal and the college basketball portal. There are 2,300 scholarship football players in the portal, and there will be upwards of 2,000 college basketball players in the portal before May 1st. Is it working? I think personally they need to change some rules. Maybe players have to stay for like 2 years or somewhere. If
there should be some parameters.
What do you think a parameter should be? Is that a good one for you? Like if you transfer, you got to stay for 2 years.
Yes, I would say 2's. That'd be a tough one, but I think 2's good. If you're gonna get NIL regardless, I feel like you should have to stay sometime. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
because I even think there should be NIL parameters too.
That's I completely agree. Like, how does a coach build a program when you don't know what your players are going to do? And I understand players have zero allegiance, and coaches really don't have any allegiance either. They can leave whenever they want to. But like, Duke has 7 players in the portal. Ohio State has 5 players in the portal. I understand CH left and like stuff happens. But like, how the hell do you develop a team when you got cats that are pretty much thinking about leaving in November before March even gets there?
You see where Gale went?
No, where did Roddy go?
Michigan.
No way. They don't even got no coach, do they?
No, they hired a dude from shit. You asked me too quick.
He did not go to Michigan.
He went to Michigan. That's when you say. That's why I was like, when you say that there's no loyalties, I'm like, you went to like the right.
Damn, cuz like there really isn't loyalty. But yeah, man, both college football and basketball, like, I don't know, man. Their position of ranking, I think second stringers and third stringers basically are like, nah, man, I'm not getting the tick that I want. I'm not getting what I want, so I'm going to transfer. Like, there should be an amount of times you can transfer, and I think after you transfer,
what year is
you have to stay junior, 2B
I was going to
junior?
say, yeah, because it's like, I feel like we just saw him as a freshman.
Out of there.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Interesting.
Right? So that's what I think about that. Anyway, and then in the ugly, we're just going to talk about this for a second because this one really, really hurt. Our Pacers got routed in their first playoff game in damn near half a decade yesterday. They got blasted by the Milwaukee Lillards, 109-94. Damian Butler for 35 points in the first half. Did he even score in the second half?
Mm-mm.
He did enough. The final score doesn't tell the story. They were down by 30 at one point. We looked nervous. We looked unprepared. We looked like half our teams. It was half our team's first playoff game.
Yeah.
And 3 players scored in double figures. And interestingly enough, all of them have playoff experience. TJ, Miles, and Pascal. They've all played in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, how you feel about it, man? Ty had 9 points, 8 assists.
My thing is Ty only shot 5 times.
7 times.
7 times.
3 first. He shot 7 times, but that still isn't enough.
Still isn't enough as the star of the team.
I agree.
I think that you want to show up the first game in Milwaukee better than that, but it also doesn't surprise me at the same time for 2 reasons. Because it is like they're that you know how much they were overshooting.
You see
like
that
some of those
stuff,
shots that were clanking
it
against the backboard, like it was bad and wide open threes. So when balance will happen, we have the highest scoring offense in the NBA. They're not going to score 94 points again.
What adjustments need to be made for game 2 I have in here? Is it our starting lineup? Like, what do you adjust?
Rotations need to be limited. You cannot have an 11-man rotation in the playoffs. You need to have that a little bit more buttoned up.
Got to tighten it up.
8
tops.
Correct.
8 tops.
Yes. 9 if you get to foul trouble. But, you need to, that is what those guys are there for, support if that were to happen. You cannot have an 11-man rotation trying to figure out stuff. And honestly, that should have been figured out prior to that game.
Do you think we make this a series?
I do. Yeah, I really, really do. I think we have a good chance to go into the second game and steal that one in Milwaukee. But again, it's not Lillard having that game. It's what I said in last episode is the other role players you have to slow down. Bobby Portis can't be a...
he was doing him so dirty.
Right,
this fool is backing you down, turning around, and just splashing.
Bobby Portis can't beat you that way.
He was very comfortable.
So that I think that they'll figure it out. I think Tyrese will be a little bit more aggressive now he got that under his belt.
Is he okay? I have this in here, but like, let's just get there. Is he okay? Like, seriously?
What do you mean, mentally or physically?
Okay. Is Tyrese okay?
I think so.
You think that he's trying to still figure out where he fits with Pascal, since Pascal's
sure.
kind of that nigga right now?
For sure. Because the thing is we became a one-dimensional team. Like, we stopped passing the ball and just let Pascal do his thing, which is why he had 36 points. We can't do that. Like, I said the key to any of the games is to get Miles Turner started. The pick and roll with Miles Turner, the high pick and roll where he either drives or he stays at the top of the key for the three-pointer, has been our bread and butter to start games.
Facts.
When he is more engaged in the offense early, he's more engaged defensively later. Pascal will always get a sneaky 20 to 25 points.
Easy.
Tyrese needs to stop waiting for the three to be open. His handles are good enough to get to the free throw line.
We really miss Ben Mathurin right now, too.
We really miss Ben Mathurin. We miss the attitude.
We miss the attitude.
We miss the
Thank
attitude.
you. He ain't scared of nothing.
No.
We miss the attitude.
So, that, like, attitude needs to be brought, so someone's got to do that, and Tyrese is super nice.
You ain't never lied, bro. Maybe they put James Johnson in the game for a little bit. We need
Just
some,
like you need some, like, let's set
a tone.
We ain't bitches.
We're not about to get punked tonight. Like, for real. Shout outs to Sin City, man. Cindy, we love you, fam. You know what it is. She put us on to a few new people over the last few days. We got to give them a shout out. Coach Junior Howell, head coach of Zionsville's head basketball program. That was a cool follow. Also, shout out to the homie Zemo, who's been going back and forth with us. Checked out the last episode. Thank you for the love, bro. We appreciate you. And Rodney Selden, a.k.a. the Colts man. We appreciate you guys giving us a follow and checking out the show. We're so thankful. You know, this is what we do it for. So to continue getting to network with new people as we have over the last couple years, couldn't appreciate it more. You got anything on that?
No. Appreciate you guys.
We're going to take a quick B-rake. I'm going to hit this L real quick because I'm excited for that. And then we're going to get into some Pops picks, which is personally one of my favorite parts of the whole entire season. So we'll be back in a second, y'all.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We are back with the 317 Sports Project. That was a fire opening segment, by the way. And we're about to get into something that I've been absolutely waiting for 8 months or 7 months since we kicked off. And this is the not so mock draft time, focusing on the Indianapolis Colts, what they're going to do. And this isn't my show. This is Pops' show. This is what he does. Take it over, brother. Let's get into it.
So first going to break down top 10. So I put this next on the clock is what I named this little area.
Fire.
Draft breakdown. We're going to talk about the top 10. As I kind of said, it's been a little volatile as far as what's going to be happening, what could happen, who's going to stay, who's going to go, what trades will be happening. Will people pick multiple picks? We just don't know. Obviously, the one thing that we know more than anything is that the Bears are 99.9% locked in at Caleb Williams at the number 1 pick. Pick 4 is the one that I am really, really keeping my eye on. What will the Cardinals do there? Will they draft Marvin Harrison Jr.? Will they trade back? I think a lot of that will depend on what the Commanders do. Are they going to get their QB of the future? Are they going to move, stay? Who knows? If they go QB and Marvin's there at 5, I bet they draft him, or at 4, I should say. If not, I see them moving back and getting more draft capital because, let's be honest, the Cardinals need a lot of draft capital.
They need a lot.
They're not very good. With a heavy wide receiver draft this year, I think they're able to move back and get weapons that they need on the offense due to their injuries. In average QB play, they had one person even close to 1,000 yards, and that was their tight end, Trey McBride, with 825. Don't know if anyone remembers 2 years ago, draft that we did on the screen here. Trey McBride out of Colorado State was my favorite person to come out of that draft.
It's true.
I drafted him multiple times.
It's true.
So Trey McBride's doing his thing there, but obviously they can't just have the tight end. I think the next closest was 500 yards. So
that ain't going to do it.
You need somebody else.
Go get Marvin if you want to, but if there's no one there to throw them the ball, who the hell gives a shit?
Right. I think, what did I look at? It's Mariota, Jake Fromm, and I can't remember the other person that's the QB. So they need a QB at the same time.
Bad.
So we'll see what they'll do if the Jaden Daniels is that answer at 2.
Fair.
The one thing that Commanders did that Jaden Daniels and his camp did not like is instead of just hosting him, they actually brought all of the QBs in at the same time to see what his reaction would be. He didn't have a great reaction. So they wanted to test his character there.
Gotcha
a little bit.
Gotcha.
We'll see if that remains to be seen as far as if he'll be that number 2 pick. I think he will. So I think Commanders will do that one, which will leave Marvin Harrison to go there. In New England at 3, came out today saying that they're open to hearing about trading back as well. They're very similar to me always as far as the Colts have been and how they trade up or trade back to get more draft capital. I think
about the Patriots.
New England at 3. Yeah. They move a lot in the draft. So having a third pick, do I think that they're sold at taking a JJ McCarthy or a Drake May?
No.
Probably not.
They've been quarterback burned a little bit.
Yeah, I think they could wait and see what could happen in the draft, but I could see them going ahead and getting the big arm talent of Drake May and his potential. I honestly would love to see JJ McCarthy go there. I think the culture is perfect for a QB there. We've seen that over the years. I think we talked about this. Like, there's not a better way to start your career because they actually pay attention to what the QB can do and cannot do and will adjust their offense accordingly.
Facts.
So JJ McCarthy going there, I think I would really, really like.
All right.
Teams potentially trading into the top 10. Vikings looking to trade up to get their QB of the future after they got rid of Kirk Cousins or didn't re-sign him. Right now, Sam Darnold is their QB on the roster. I'm sure they're not completely happy with that.
Where did Kirk go? Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yep. In Atlanta,
That's a great pick. That was a great trade. That was great.
They're about to get all kinds of pick penalties because of the tampering with Kirk Cousins before it was actually time to be set of mine. So we'll see what happens there. Depending on what New England does there, third pick, they could try to get JJ McCarthy or Drake May.
Fair.
I would see them trading up to the 4 or 5 spot, either to the Cardinals or to the Chargers, as the Chargers are trying to figure out what they're going to do. Obviously, Justin Herbert, they don't need a QB. I saw some stupid person saying, are they going to trade Herbert? And then
I saw it.
Yeah, thank you. Like, that's not going to happen.
Stop
he's not going Harbaugh's not going to trade Herbert to get JJ McCarthy. Stop it.
We're not doing that.
But I could see them trading up to, that 4 or 5 or even Atlanta's pick. Atlanta has quite a lot of picks in this draft. Atlanta pick at 8 and seeing what they could do. We also have a Michael Penix Jr. that's going to has been now all of a sudden discussed in the top 10. So we'll see where he goes. But Minnesota, I would honestly, that'd be the other place that I'd like to see JJ McCarthy. Minnesota has a great offensive line. They have some good weapons. That would be an interesting place to see JJ McCarthy go as well.
In that dome?
The Giants is another one. They're pick at 6. Who the hell knows what the Giants are going to do? They are also in the market for a QB. I could see 3 to 4 QBs be taken in the first 8 picks, maybe 5 if Penix sneaks in.
Jesus.
Like I said, Caleb will go to the Bears to 1. Jaden Daniels likely to... I'm going to say the Commanders, you got JJ and New England, but you got the Vikings that could trade up, Giants, whoever's left, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., who knows what's going to happen there. QB frenzy in the first round is going to be pretty interesting because there's not a surefire, hey, this is 1 through 4, here are your QBs. Well, they're going to go like that. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Cash trying to catch that CJ Stroud wave.
Right. I put wide receiver frenzy top 10. Marvin Harrison Jr., we know that he's going to be there in probably the top 5 picks. Now, sadly, because the top 3 teams need a QB, he'll probably go to 4 or 5, we'll see if somebody trades up to go get him or if they trade up to get a QB. So really the most likely pick right now, unless someone trades up to get him, is the Chargers at 5.
Whew.
I think that would be a great matchup with Justin Herbert finally getting just hella great. And I mean, he's had Keenan Allen, he's had some great wide receivers, but the athleticism that Marvin Harrison Jr. brings
is different.
Is just unmatched.
Stop it.
Washington could go wide receiver at 2, but I highly doubt they need everything, but I highly doubt they're going to get a QB. Malik Neighbor seems to be the next likely pick off the board.
Ooh, yeah.
Chargers, again, depending on what's left, they're going to be just as happy to get Malik Neighbor.
How tall is he, you think?
6'1".
Okay. 6'1", 200.
Somewhere in there? Something like that? Yeah, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, because Rome...
That's why I asked. He's
Rome
a big boy.
is the bigger one.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Malik's like 6 foot or 6'1", if I remember right.
Yep, I agree.
Then you got Rome Adunes, however you say his last name, 6'3", 215, big, strong target off board, and I see the Titans or the Jets at 10. Titans have the 7th pick. Jets at 10, hoping that he's there.
Yep.
I could also see someone trading up to grab one of those one of those 2 guys, especially Rome there at the end. I could see the Colts going after them. I could see multiple teams trading up to get above the Jets where Aaron Rodgers needs some more offensive weapons. So we'll see what happens there. Joe Alt, offensive tackle. In a different world, I would think we would see Joe Alt probably go in the top 5. But because
quarterbacks
and wide receiver play.
No, Joe Alt's nasty for real.
We're going to see him fall to probably the Giants or the Titans.
That makes sense.
Both need offensive line help. So I can see them going 6 or 7 to the Titans. I don't think he'll still be there at 8 where the Falcons are drafting. The fact that I've done enough drafts to know exactly what people are drafting is crazy to me.
I'm not surprised one bit, actually, if I can be honest.
But I would think the Titans are going to just hope and pray that he is there at 7 to continue to give, what's our boy's name?
Who?
At the Titans.
The quarterback?
Yeah.
You know I don't know. I was actually going to compare him with Drake May. White
Levis.
boy. Thank you.
Yes.
Will Levis. Are they comparable, him and Drake May?
Drake's bigger.
Okay.
I think as far as arm talent wise,
right?
Yes,
that's right.
Big arm.
I think Drake's more precise with the rock.
Yeah.
Drake can actually throw that thing for
Correct.
sure. Yeah.
Then we got Dallas Turner, defensive end. I could see Atlanta getting them. I can see Dallas Turner surprisingly fall out of the top 10 as well, just because of the needs and what people are going after in the top 10, especially if enough people trade into the top 10. I could see Dallas falling to 11 or 12.
13,
going to New Orleans at 13, something like just something random. I had a few mock drafts where he actually fell all the way to the Colts at 15. Don't think he'll fall that far.
No way.
But just because, and that's just pure need as far as what other people are looking for. But that's my top 10. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be probably one of the most fun top 10s draft in a while.
Did you not say this about our Colts on purpose?
What?
Set on the QB of the future. They can move up to the top 10 to get a wide receiver, tight end. You didn't say that part. Did you leave that out on purpose?
Where I don't even know where that's at. Colts should trade up. No, I left that out on purpose.
Okay.
That's why I have more to come.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up.
Yes.
Not bad, bro. Not bad. Again, he claims he has no idea what the hell is going to happen, but every time he does this, something that he says happens. So, whatever.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break.
Well, I'd say let's do this.
Okay.
Let's go into QB, our Colts needs.
Ooh.
And then we'll go into the draft after. So break down, so just don't read that right now, okay?
Don't read anything.
Don't do that.
Don't do that?
Don't do that.
Quick break.
So let's go into Colts needs.
Go.
So we're going to obviously, the draft that I'm not doing anything on the screen. So people that are going to be disappointed in that, I apologize. That's just not going to happen this year. I didn't want to go through mock drafts and just let PFF kind of just dictate what I think is going to happen, because that's one person's board, one group's board. I went through a lot of different draft boards and tried to get a consensus of who was going to go where and where people were ranked. But let's talk about Colts needs. Receiving help. I kind of put offensive weapon help. Reason I did that is the overall rumors of the Brock Bowers talk on will we trade or will he fall. So why I say receiving help and not, or offensive weapon help and not just receiving help. We re-signed Michael Pittman Jr., huge. We have Josh Downs and still have Alec Pierce.
Alec
Pierce.
And Josh Downs bald.
So it's like, as many people still want a wide receiver, which I still think we should bolster the wide receiver room.
No doubt.
I don't think it's like complete, like we need to have a wide receiver at this first pick because we are so deep in this draft when it comes to wide receiver talent.
Fair.
I have Brock Bowers is a huge get, and I think that he would be a great tight end because right now we don't have like the tight end.
It's
anymore.
A committee, and it's not the dopest committee.
No,
for sure.
CB, I don't think everybody's going to be in agreement here that we need CB. We have a lot of young guys, had some injuries, ins and out. Juju Brents is coming back. Obviously, we have our slot with Kenny Moore, best slot CB in the league. But
Facts. Highest paid slot CB in the league.
Correct. We just need some outside help and more consistency out there. I think there's some pretty good talent in the second, third round, but it's not as deep as the wide receiver. So they have to probably go after that in the first or second round. And then I put offensive line depth. We have some decent starters. Obviously, we have our main stars, the Ryan Kelly. Now, Ryan Kelly, this is a contract year for him. So after this, he's going to be a 32-year-old free agent. Do we re-sign him? Do we get somebody to take over? He's had enough injuries. Everybody knows he probably is good for at least 2 to 3 games that he doesn't play.
Facts.
Obviously, we got Nelson. He's going to be fine. I'm not worried about him. He's still young enough. But we need to. Will Fries is also going into a contract year. So
what's up with Bernard?
We just drafted him 2 years ago.
Right,
so
we got 2 more years?
Yeah,
okay, that's what I thought. Yep, all right.
And I think he's left tackle.
He's showing out. He's
going to be, which that was the same draft we had Trey McBride in. I drafted Raymond quite often. So.
Yeah, this
I really did.
He really does this. Thank you. Appreciate you.
So the depth for the offensive line is going to be very, very important at this one. So don't be surprised if they get a guard and a tackle. They get use a couple picks to just get some more people in there. But yeah, that's what I think we need.
That's fire. That's great stuff.
Now we'll take a quick break.
Oh, I apologize.
Now we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go into the draft. What we're going to do is I'm going to give you who I'm going after, right? I'm going to give you who I'm going to go after. I'll give some, if they trade, here's who I would think that they're going to trade for in probably each of those picks. So I'll do some scenarios within that pick. But this is going to be kind of, here's the talent that I expect to see at 15, at 46, at 86, and so on.
We'll be back, y'all. Let's go.
It was all a dream. 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 We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project presented by Clean Kicks, Columbus, Ohio's #1 premium sneaker treatment shoe cleaning service. You know what it is, y'all. We out here cleaning kicks, painting kicks, doing ISO restoration, and a bunch of other services. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneaker heads. Do yourselves a favor and give us a follow over at cleankicks.614 on Instagram. Let's go, man. This mock draft. Kick it off,
right.
Pops. Let's get into it, baby.
Pick one. So like I said, I'm going to kind of talk about a couple scenarios. This is...
Flip your hat. Did you flip your hat?
I did.
You flipped your hat.
I did. It was time to get into it.
Shit. Can I smoke during this episode? Can I smoke one of these during one of these episodes? Sure. I think
You can do whatever you got to do.
I think we're going to smoke during this one. This is fire.
So,
Go.
Pick one. This is if 15, if they don't have value to trade up, trade back. This is if they pick up, and if this person falls there, because he's been getting some great draft stock getting higher. I talked about him in one of the other episodes. But I have us drafting #1 at 15, Keon Mitchell, CB out of Toledo. We got a 6 foot, 196 pound corner. No FBS cornerback forced more incompletions over the past 2 seasons than Mitchell. He did so while playing an off coverage role in a cover 3 heavy scheme. Line himself off 8 to 10 yards. Watch the quarterback. His vision is fire. He does not have much experience in press, but he has the size and movement skills to succeed there. Instincts in zone are still a work in process. He didn't miss many tackles in run defense, but his technique isn't as fundamentally sound as it could be. That's fine.
All right.
Mitchell recorded some of the best advanced coverage metrics over the 2-year sample size in PFF college era. He still has ability to work and be a CB1 at the next level, but his lack of experience in press coverage could stop him from being a unanimous first-round pick on every team's board.
All right.
This was all written prior to his pro day and his combine. He went into both of those and just completely destroyed people's draft boards. This was going to be originally high first round, low second round pick. Back in first round, high second round pick. Now we see him going between 10 and 15 in most mock drafts.
This dude's pro day was like that?
Correct. Dude is incredible. He's passed up CBs like Terrion Arnold, dude out of Iowa. I always forget his damn name. Cooper Dean out of Iowa. And again, really Cooper Dean was the surefire corner in this draft prior to being injured.
Yep.
That's also another one that you could sneak and just wait for him as he's coming off his injury, because it's not like he's going to not still have the same field awareness. I think people just question what that injury was. But Keon Mitchell is the ready to go. He'll be a really great option as your corner and will develop and be.
He's coachable.
Really, very coachable.
Coachable.
I really, really like this pick. Now, if he's not there, say something happens and they don't trade, they stay Sam Pat and their guy's not there. I know I did not mention it, but I can see them going after Latu, edge rusher out of UCLA is what that's supposed to be, not UCL.
I was wondering what. I was like, is that University of Central Louisiana?
He'll be there. I've had a couple draft boards that have said that they might go after him and kind of surprise everybody, because they do need some still edge rushing help. That's not like something that we would ever be against. I just don't think that that's a need that we want at this.
It's not
pick.
A main focus. It's
Correct.
not. They're not going to go get that first.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now my trade up is going to be for Brock Bowers.
That's sneaky,
to
bro.
Get the offensive weapon that we've been talking about, and that'd be trading up to Atlanta for the 8th pick. And I would see something like us giving our 46th pick, that pick, us getting back in return a later pick in the first round. We might have to give up a 3rd round or a 4th round in next year's draft to make that happen.
He is a Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson safety net kind of guy.
Correct. And that's exactly what a young quarterback coming off a shoulder injury is going to need.
For sure.
Period.
For sure.
He needs that check down, tight end.
He needs 7 yards. I need a guy that I know is going to get me 5 to 7.
Correct.
For sure.
Now, I will also say this. I really do think now that he's going to be completely healthy, Jelani Woods is going to have a very, very good season.
Oh, man.
Big man with the hamstring, that he needs some time.
We're waiting for it.
You gotta,
what's up with Mo Ali? What's up with Jelani?
Jelani, he had a hamstring, but 6'7" target that we saw what he did his rookie year. He was our red zone target.
Yeah, man.
We missed him a lot.
Yeah,
we missed him a lot.
You right.
So, this next one. I actually, if we stay pat at 15, this is where I would see the trade happening. This guy's been talked about a lot. I've mentioned him the past 2 episodes.
Yep.
But I have the Colts trading up further into the 2nd round to get Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas. Difference-making speed. He ran a 4.21 at the combine.
Crazy.
And it wasn't just that. We talked about him when it was 2 episodes ago when I said these are the guys that their draft stock is rising. J.J. McCarthy, Keon Mitchell was the other one, and then Xavier Worthy.
Yep.
Who
does this?
He was a guy that was in most draft boards going mid to late 2nd round, some even 3rd round, to where most of these draft boards have him going. People trading up to get him in the bottom of the 1st round. and you
late 20s?
Correct.
Late 20s? Okay.
So this could even be a somewhat stretch that he could not be there, because what he gives you is not, and he went to his pro day, and as we discussed on that episode, every route he could run, hands were immaculate. But he also gives you the return specialist that now in this year's
they're changing them rules, baby.
This could be a weapon that I could see people are going after just for that.
You're so right.
We're gonna have kick returns now.
You're so right.
We're gonna have special teams help, and he could be that guy for us.
You're so right.
Footwork, acceleration, one cut burst speed, vertical speed must be accounted for in every play.
He's got it.
He's got it.
He's got everything.
Having a 4 out wide with those guys,
and AR just back there looking around.
Correct.
Can
Yes.
you have 4 out? You can't really have 4 out wide and a running back, huh? Can you? Can you have? Yeah, because there's no tight end in that
The only
capacity.
way you can is have 5 out.
Is that
When you
5
have
out? Yeah,
don't
you could have
running
4
back.
out and
Yeah.
no running back. So you still have our boy back there,
Yeah,
Jonathan Taylor
Taylor.
back there. So you better cut it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Stike in mind.
Correct.
Let's go.
So as a wide receiver 2 or 3, I think that just gives us weapons for
That's
our
great.
wide receiver room.
That's great.
If they do not make this trade, who will be there will be like a Troy Franklin out of Oregon, wide receiver, not bad. I've got Purcell out of Florida, white boy out of Florida, 6'1" receiver, pretty good.
Not pretty good.
Adonai Mitchell, other wide receiver from Texas. He's also kind of bottom of first round, early second round. Another weapon I can see them going out. You have Roman Wilson, Michigan wide receiver that's ranked in that same amount of area. So you have weapons to choose from.
So the wide receivers aren't as top tier as the quarterbacks may be, but there's a lot of wide receivers out there, dog, for sure. You can get
and
late.
I haven't even talked about this because I don't have him in my draft, but you have Jerry Rice's son that could go mid to late third round out of USC. He had 12 touchdowns last year. You got some help.
Genetics.
You got you have Johnny Johnny Wilson? Johnny Wilson, 6'7" wide receiver out of Florida State. Knowing Chris Ballard,
all coming out.
Exactly. Chris Ballard, who loves size in the wide receiver, having
Johnny,
6'7".
It's Chris Ballard here.
Yeah.
We're taking you with this pick.
So, yeah, if they don't do that, I can see them going after a Troy Franklin, Oregon, 6'3", wide receiver, big guy.
You're very offensive heavy so far.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Cooper Beebe, guard out of Kansas State, 6'5", 315 pounds.
It's a big boy.
Big old boy.
It's a big old boy.
You've got him. He had actually the highest prospect grade coming out of the combine. Ran a 5.3 40-yard draft dash.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean he'd be great to add to your.
He's so Chris Ballard like.
Correct.
He is so Chris Ballard.
Correct. Yes.
He is so Chris Ballard.
Yeah, strengths, they call him burly, broad frame with impressive level of density, power merchant with ability to drive defenders against their will. He is that guy that can develop into whoever we're going to replace there in a guard position.
Yep, he's very.
So I have Cooper
Ballard-like.
Beebe there. Mason McCormick is another one there, also really high draft grade coming out of there. Another guard. I can see them going offensive line in this area. Now, next I have Tyreek Smith for our fourth pick. Safety.
What are these numbers? 15. What picks do we have? 15.
We've got 15, 46. 80.
So 46 is second round.
82.
First round, second round.
82's third round.
Third round. Okay.
117's fourth round.
Okay. And then whatever. Okay.
Correct.
So we'll make some noise in those first four rounds. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up.
Tyreek Smith. I think everybody Tyreek Smith was a great safety out of Georgia. He's a little bit of shorter side. He's 5'10", 202 though. Can hit. Can really, really hit. Plays the gaps very, very well. Play good run defense as well as great passing defense. But I can see him almost being a free safety.
Oh, okay. All right.
For sure. Like, he can play both, but I can see him being a free safety and actually trying to play up a little bit more on the line the way that he can tackle.
Then.
He's got a little bit of speed. I mean, he ran a 4.46.
That's some speed.
He's a speed at the safety position. But I have them going at that pick. I really like Tyreek Smith. There's also... if they don't go Tyreek Smith, another guy that I see around this time during the draft, and I will tell you who that is in just a second. I apologize.
Don't do that. They'll be all right.
Defensive inside.
Where are you going to go? Like, where are you really going to go?
Tavondre Sweat, tackle out of Texas for the interior, just to keep adding in some big-ass people. He is 6'4", 362 pounds. Just a big old boy.
What'd you say?
6'4", 362.
That's just ignorant. Like, what are you like? That's two of me in size.
He's ranked around that same area as Tyreek. So if they don't go safety, which I do think safety is another thing. Obviously, again, injuries and stuff like that in our backfield. But, like, I think safety help is a huge thing.
What happened to Nick Cross? He all right?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Is he on the team?
Okay, say less.
So yeah, either Tyreek Smith, Tavondre Sweat, one of those guys. I then get kind of muddy here because it's the end of it's the 5th through 7th round, and you're kind of like, you draft
anything
for talent.
could happen.
So I've got Cedric Gray, not Gay. Apologize, Cedric. UNC linebacker, really, really great linebacker, consistent play. More of a zone playing linebacker there, but again,
Fair.
The one thing that we've developed is our linebacking core has been really,
Shouts
really good.
Zaire.
Like, we have had so much talent, even when we've been getting them big contracts, whether they're here or elsewhere, for the last few years. Ballard has done a really great job at drafting linebackers, and I can see Cedric being one of those guys.
I forgot we don't even have Darius Leonard anymore.
No, he's on the Eagles. Wow. No, he didn't even last on the Eagles. He's on, I don't even know where he's at now because he can't play like he used to.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, so I've got him filled up stat sheet in variety of impact categories over 3 years. Tough to block when he's shooting downhill into the gaps. Good length and pursuit speed to chase and finish an action. I think he's a great one. But at the same time, I also like Michael Barrett down there.
Yep.
Michigan man. Yep. I think everyone knows how good he was at Michigan. 6 foot, 239 pound. Those two.
Championship pedigree, baby.
Exactly. Those two right around that area.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
So this is late 5 type shit, right?
This is like late 5.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just mentioning names at this point.
No diggity.
This would be a sleeper pick to me because of the injury that he sustained.
Sleeper.
Zach Zenter,
Yep.
guard out of Michigan,
Yep.
who before the injury was probably one of the top guards to come out. He would have gone first or second round.
I was just about to say late first rounder.
6'6", 322-pound Zenter coming off of injury.
And can do that thing.
And sadly, because of that injury, and even with the injury, he went to the combine and did, like, how much in bench press? He did a bunch of reps. It was crazy.
More than we should be talking about.
Right. Like while he was in a
brace, for sure.
I think his skill, championship pedigree, you were blocking for a Blake Corum. You know what it is to have a really good running back and to have that kind of
fucking injuries, man.
Right?
Cost him a lot of money.
So I see him now, have him going in the late, like 5th round now, 5th, 6th round. If he is there and say we don't go get a BB and we go more offensive talent there, we go get a Rice. Is it Sidney Rice? The fuck is his name? Jerry Rice's son, doesn't matter. Zach Zenter being there, I think he's going to come in with a chip. His
name is Brendan Rice, maybe?
Yeah, that's right, Brendan Rice.
Okay.
Zach Zenter's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, ready to play. And I think that would be a cheap,
prove it. Prove you're good.
Like win-win situation there.
Yep.
Like that's a win-win situation. I do also have Kamani Vidal, running back out of Troy. He led all FBS teams in rushing over the 3-4 years he was there. Phenomenal guy. I also have a Dallas Gant out of Toledo. Last pick, that's just more so I didn't know who else was down there. So the top 4 picks are the most important to me. 5 picks maybe. The other guy that I want people to keep on their radar that no one is really talking about, and he is a CB out of Mizzou, and that is Chris Abrams drain. Chris Abrams, he did not do a pro day. He is a great late addition. He's a shorter CB, and I know we don't really go after shorter CBs because Ballard likes size in all positions, but he's 5'11", 178, which is probably why he's rated back here. But he's phenomenal. To just add to that room, I think that would be something that you could do. He's 5'11".
He would never do it.
Right. Well, I mean, at round 5, why not?
Later than that, we're talking. But yeah.
Like I'm not saying you go get him early.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he'll be there like round 5, round 6. The reason he's back that way is because he's 5'11", but he was one of the most consistent CBs in the SEC.
I mean, say less. Say less.
That's what I got.
Yo, bro. I mean, that's fire to me. How many of these mock drafts you think you did?
I did even 4 more today at work. Look, I feel so like not confident whatsoever. Like I really do. The latest I heard, I was at B-Dubs before we started this episode, and they were kind of talking about Colts and talking about people trading in. I think everybody knows Chris Ballard, and he is a trade back, not trade up kind of guy.
It drives our fan base crazy.
It drives our fan base crazy, but he almost got me.
Dodge one.
Yeah, dodge one.
Dodge one.
Almost nicked me there.
Almost got you. I felt that for you.
But I can see them trading back and getting one of those wide receivers that were going to go late first round, the Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. Who's crazy good. I just think that the 20s you can get a really, really good wide receiver. I mean, he's 6'4", 196.
You don't think that
Brian Thomas out of LSU. Brian Thomas out of LSU. I can see him going, hey, let me go get 2 more or 1 more draft pick in the 40s or 50s and
what's
doing
the
that.
chance? What's the chance that Mr. Irsay over there, who's been battling a lot, we know he's been going through a lot with health and all that stuff, in and out of the hospital,
and drugs.
He's been battling a lot. He's been battling a lot. He does coke. Him and Ryan Garcia. He's been going through a lot. So what are the chances that he sat Chris Ballard down and was like, you know what, Chris, I'm going through a lot. Go get me that fucking ring, whatever it takes. We're not pulling back. We're not taking 37th picks and blah, blah, blah. Like, go up there and get the fucking Houston Texans 4th and 5th pick because I want the AFC South. And Houston is not fucking around. So what are the chances that Jim Irsay sat Chris Ballard down and was like, enough of this hogwash. Go get me some fucking players.
Well, you can't go get players if you don't have draft picks, and to trade up as high as what you're thinking, you're going to sacrifice 2 to 3 draft picks to do
later.
So.
You could like later in later years be like, go give up. I don't care about 26 and 27. I want it right now. Go give up 2 first rounders in 26.
We can't afford going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. if that's what you're thinking.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not real. I'm not necessarily thinking, and that's funny that you say that because I'm really not thinking Marvin Harrison Jr.
Can we
I'm
go
just
get
thinking,
Brock Bowers? Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
more
you know what
likely.
I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
to move from 15 to 4, no. To move to 15 to 8 at Atlanta, absolutely.
That
doesn't cost as much.
Go get us a player. Like
that does not cost
it.
as much.
We're sick. Yeah, we're sick.
You can go get a Brock Bowers easy.
We don't want 3 players in the 4th round. We want Brock Bowers.
You can try to go get a Malik Neighbors.
Yes.
At that,
I know I know they're not going to get Marvin Harrison. That's not even kind of what I. That's not even kind of what I think.
No. Now, does he want to play for the Colts? Yes.
Yeah, I think he said that.
Correct.
He 100% has stated that's his dream for sure.
Yeah.
And we're not going to argue with that. But I just wonder, like,
yeah, I
make a move, man.
I doubt they're staying at 15. They're moving up or moving back.
The Texans aren't playing.
They're moving up or moving back. And if they're moving back, they're going to do it with a deal that guarantees them some really good talent.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
And that's why it's like, this is such a deep draft where I go, moving back is not as daunting in the first round as it usually is.
Fair.
Like, you have
some motherfuckers who can play down there.
You have Brian Thomas, who's a hell of a great wide receiver.
No doubt.
The other side at LSU that was really, really good. Adonai Mitchell out of Texas, really, really good. Xavier Worthy, really, really good. Franklin, you have so much talent if you're looking for offensive weapons there. Where it gets thin is the CB.
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm more concerned about will we go get help for the CBs than I am right now for our wide receiver core.
I think Juju is shut down if he's healthy.
I don't disagree.
I really do.
But it just can't be Kenny and him. We need
because Houston just got better.
Exactly.
Houston they just got Stephon Diggs. So let's they're not playing.
I'm not even mad at Mike Sandra Still.
What happened?
Out of Michigan.
Go ahead and dodge that. You should duck that.
How do you pronounce that? Sandra Still.
Where?
Mike.
Sandra Still.
Sane
Ristil. Perfect. I love it.
CB out of Michigan. He's there. He'll be there at the beginning of the second round. But after that,
shit falls off big time.
Shit really falls off.
Especially in the cornerback.
Correct.
Big time. Big time. There's three.
Yes. Offensive weapon, very, very important to have a...
What's more important, an offensive weapon or a DB? I know, right? If you had the 15th pick, what would you do if Brock Bowers and a dope cornerback was available?
I think in this realm of what the NFL is,
you got to take Brock Bowers.
I'll argue the opposite side. If you can't stop them, like a Texans, I'm going Texans. Can you at least keep pace with them?
So you got to take Bowers. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. You got to take Bowers. Fine.
We'll just do a shoot-off.
Fuck it.
And we'll just score.
You score, we'll score. You score, we'll score. You score, we'll score.
Yeah. At that point, you kind of
because AR needs weapons, man.
He needs weapons.
Yeah. Because the Colts aren't stopping the Texans from putting up 31.
No.
So we got to score 32.
Correct.
Feel me?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And you hope something's there at the end.
All right. Great show. Anything else you got?
I got nothing.
How long was that? Hour and some change? Hour and 10 maybe?
52 minutes.
52 minutes? We should just blah, blah, blah for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't.
Nah.
No. Episode 50, bro.
Episode 50.
Congratulations,
the
man.
Draft.
Congratulations.
Look at us.
50 episodes. That's what's up. See you guys on Thursday. You do anything for the draft? Are we doing anything for the draft? Should we do anything for the draft?
That was a lot of questions.
I know.
The draft doesn't start till 8. So.
Nope. You would be in bed.
I won't be in bed.
You won't be in bed?
No.
Should we go to Yogi's?
I can go to Yogi's for the draft.
Right?
Yeah.
We should go to Yogi's.
Yeah, I'm in.
Pin and Pops live at Yogi's?
Sure.
Fuck it. We're going to Yogi's for the draft on Thursday. It's obligatory.
Next day's Friday. Who cares?
It's like March Madness kind of. One day.
It's the draft.
Got to do it. All right. So we'll see you for the drop on Thursday. We'll see you at Yogi's on Thursday evening for the draft. Get your Colts gear ready. Let's see what Ballard's going to do. Don't fuck this up, Chris.
Don't do it.
We're really excited about this year. All right, y'all. See you soon.
Peace.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop. Yeah. And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox. Yeah. 4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s. Final. Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in that town where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen, pimping all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen, that little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a dope band, new EPs on a compact disc. Nah, shit, truth be told, I ain't know I could sound like this. For me back then, it was
all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. And this shit right here be the proof dreams